We are living in a weird political time right now. I know because I'm on Facebook. A lot of people get in political arguments on Facebook, calling Facebook drama. If Facebook is drama for people who've never been in a fist fight. I don't think Facebook is drama because I've been in a fist fight. I come from the projects. The only time I've seen words hurt someone is when I saw a girl get hit with a belt buckle that said Denise. In the era of Trump, I kind of already act on my impulse to turn my anger and make it productive for me. So a lot of people who are like the age of Trump or talk about that in a way, I feel like just started getting angry in November, and I've been angry the whole time. Like going to 5 high schools, seeing my grandfather die when I was 10 years old, not growing up with my dad in the house, growing up in the projects, knowing friends getting killed when I was a teenager. Everything that, could have like broken me down has made me like someone who overlooks all the political stuff and is just like, you don't understand like what I escaped. I'm a lot stronger than whatever this 4 years, age of Trump, whatever bullshit. Niggas don't got time for that.
Yeah, I mentioned it. You have to because this is the world we're living in now, but I'm not spending my time talking about that, man. I'm letting you guys get used to the voice. I can see some confusion. He's looking at me like, is that Idris Elba? What's happening? You didn't know before Idris that there's black people in England. You didn't know. You didn't know. I've been living in America 10 years, and for 9.5 of those years, people thought I was an Australian Aborigine, all right? I get into a lot of Twitter fights with people going, immigrants, you guys coming to our country and taking our jobs. I'm like, the only reason I'm born in England is because you guys came to Nigeria and fucked it up. When you go to someone's house and mess it up, don't be surprised if they turn up at yours. We're family now.
People are taking obvious sides. They're either incorporating politics into their humor or they're not.
I'm not a political comic at all. I have opinions, but it's not like I consume politics on a daily basis. I wish we could have a break, just a break.
The way that cops describe black men after they shoot us is insane. He's like, he looked like a beast from hell. He charged at me like a linebacker. I feared for my life.
Let us not forget the classic, I thought he had a gun. Vintage law enforcement.
Oh, yeah. That's their catchphrase. That's their version of, did I do that? And you're like, yeah, I saw the video.
Our experiences in England as black people are very similar. You forget, the Brits were the best racists. They were the most prolific slavers. The Americans did the equivalent of like, if you rob someone's house and you steal something and you take it back to your own house. Whereas the Brits robbed someone's house and hid it somewhere else. The experiences in England as black people is the same. The only reason black people don't die at the same rates in England at the hands of police is because our police don't carry guns.
Well, one time, this actually, I was stopped by the cops in a cab. I was pulled over by the cops in a cab on the way to another comedy show, and I was in Brooklyn, and I felt like they were working with this cab driver, I should say, to just like stop brothers who were surprised that they got a cab in the first place. I had to go to another show and still process that. Of course, I have to joke it off, but it's still like that pain. It doesn't really fully leave me, or I'm not over it till I can like, write a joke about that. This actually happened to me recently. I was pulled over by the cops in a cab. Yeah, I didn't know they could do that either. And then put on the lights, boop, and the cab driver was like, I don't know. I think I'm good. They came to shine the lights in the back seat. They're like, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure this guy's all right. We had some robberies at gunpoint tonight. And it made me nervous because, like, as a kid, like, cops would come to my school and read books to us. But, like, in that moment, I felt like I was in a Dr. Seuss book that was trying to demonstrate racism to children. Just like, cop I am, cop I am. I do not like black man or woman. I would not like them on a boat. I would not like them on a goat. I would not like them eating cookies. I would not like them wearing hoodies. I would not like them anywhere, to be honest. Except maybe my fantasy basketball team. They came over like, where you coming from? I was like, a comedy show. They're like, where you going to? I was like, a comedy show. They're like, oh, really? You're a comedian? Tell me a joke. And I was like, you just pulled over my cab. Nigga, that's the joke. That's all you get, you goofy bitch. You know, so, and it gets darker than that. But yeah, I mean, it's real life too. Pretty dark, I'm pretty black.